Hello everybody, welcome to Ivision. Today we'll be talking to a completely different personality, a very unique personality. He's a person who's traveled a lot around the world, more than 10 countries. He was born in one country, he was bred in one country, he was reared in a different country. He is a person who has been the advisor of one of former governments with regards to entrepreneurship. He's the CEO of his own company. He is none other than Daniel Ramamoorthy. Daniel, thank you so much for coming to this program with Ivision.
No problem. My pleasure. Thank you.
Right. Can I just start off by asking you, you actually have a very varied background.
Yeah.
Can you just tell us about your background?
So, my name is Daniel Ramamoorthy, otherwise for short called Dan Ram. And there's three things that really excite me. People, impact, scale. People, impact, scale. The reason it's varied is because I aim to get those three happen. So I'm an investor, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm an advisor to the government. I lecture in the universities on entrepreneurship, both locally and at international boot camps. I'm a radio presenter, I'm a full-time recording artist, and I like playing badminton. But all those things happen because I like impact, people, scale.
Thank you so much. One of the things that I seen that really interested me in your profile was that you are an alumni of Yale.
Yes, from a long time ago.
Tell me some key important experiences that you had there.
First of all, it makes me feel really old because it was 2008 when I graduated,
right.
So it was almost 10 years ago.
Right.
So I studied economics at Yale, 4 years. I know I have a strange American accent, but going to Yale was the first time I'd actually gone to the US.
Okay.
I'd never been to the US before. But studying in an American university is very different from studying in other universities. It was a really great, comprehensive program. It wasn't just education, it was also growing socially and growing in my music and in my sports and really being grown as a human. I think that's what I'm really grateful to Yale University for. It wasn't just education, which was phenomenal and at a great standard, but was the entire package of living with my classmates, of being in these residential colleges, of getting involved during the daytime and the nighttime with all kind of activities and just growing as a human.
Okay. That's good. You were handpicked to be the one of the advisors to the one of the former governments in Ireland. Mm-hmm. How did that happen?
Well, so that is a story about the power of yes. Okay. 5 years ago, I moved to this country in the recession, 2010, and I'd got the economics degree from Yale University. I'd worked for the UN. I got the MBA from Trinity College. I would have thought, and a lot of people would have thought, that I would get a job quite easily, right? So I applied for some jobs, and I got 0. Then I applied for a few more, and I got no responses. I might have applied for possibly hundreds of jobs and did not get hardly maybe a handful of responses, but no jobs, you know? And I thought to myself, what can I do? So I couldn't control the situation. I couldn't control the job stuff. I couldn't control the circumstances, but I could control something. And that was my attitude. And I decided I was going to have a yes attitude. The yes attitude is really simple. I was just going to say yes to whatever happened. And the government is actually a story of saying yes to stuff. So let me give you a quick recap of what happened. This radio station called, asking for an interview.
Right.
Not from me, from my sister. And my sister said, can you drive me to the radio station? Okay. My answer was, yes.
All right.
That turned up into my own show for 4 years, having a weekly slot on a national radio station.
Excellent.
Saying yes to driving my sister to the radio station. Also, my mom, I love singing, and my mother said, hey, you should join a local choir.
All right.
You should audition.
Right.
Do you know what I said?
Yes.
Yes, I said yes. And when I said yes, that turned into 5 years of performing with Europe's largest intercultural choir, the Discovery Gospel Choir.
Right.
We have sung for President D. Higgins in his home. Yeah. We've shared stages with international celebrities. Yeah. I've been on radio stations and television, some of the biggest stages, simply saying yes to an audition 5 years ago. Yeah. The government was a similar thing.
Okay.
There was an opportunity from a friend of mine to come and speak to her class. Okay. A bunch of young 11, 12-year-old kids who didn't have any experience in business, to be a pretend investor for them.
Right.
Do you know what I said?
Yes.
I said yes.
Okay.
And that, over 2 years, ended up becoming an invitation. I got a phone call from one of the dragons from Dragon's Den called Sean O'Sullivan.
Okay. Okay.
And he said, Dan, I've heard of some of the things you're doing in the startup world.
Right.
Would you be interested in being a advisor on the 7-person panel called the Entrepreneurship Forum, advising Minister Bruton, who's the Minister for Jobs, Enterprise and Innovation, around a startup policy.
Right.
Saying yes to a bunch of primary school students.
Right, right. Thank you very much. That's very interesting. You are actually a pioneer of startups, as you just said.
Yeah.
Tell us about your own startup, Treehouse.
Yeah, so Treehouse is the most, actually it's not the most recent one because that one we have exited out of.
Oh, really?
But Treehouse was something that came out of the government policy. One of the things we talked about is we should have a co-working space.
Okay.
And a co-working space is a shared space where entrepreneurs can come together, be mentored, be funded, be partnered, be helped, supported to grow.
Yeah.
So instead of just talking about it in the government, I decided I'm actually going to do it.
Right.
So we built a community of entrepreneurs, about 150 social and for-profit entrepreneurs, and supported them in many ways.
Okay.
We were very close to getting a property.
Okay.
Once, twice, 3 times it failed.
Right.
And it's important to realize that failure is an important part of startups as well. But the beautiful thing is, because of the community, because of the work trying to add value, that ended up in a larger opportunity with a UK company called Maker Life that acquired me and Treehouse and our community and our resources to build something that is co-working, co-living and co-learning, which is based in the US, in the UK, soon in Ireland and in Hong Kong. So the little efforts here in Ireland led to something quite international. But I have lots of new ones as well. I've got Park PMP that 2 weeks ago just raised €500,000, and it's an Airbnb for driveways. And I've got a few other projects in the pipeline, which I guess we will see.
Very good. Thank you very much. You are a voracious public speaker. I've seen a lot of speaking of yours in the websites, in the YouTube and everywhere.
Are you saying I have a big mouth?
Yeah. But you do it very well, actually.
Thank you.
You have I think the instincts of some of the best speakers in the world, right? And how do you actually do that? And what are your what do you call pointers for somebody amongst us who actually wants to do that?
Well, the biggest thing is, I think it's great to talk about stuff you're passionate about, right? If you are just leading a workshop on something you don't care about, it shows.
Right, okay.
But if it's a topic that you love, it's actually quite natural. So I'd actually say do things that you love doing. It becomes really easy to talk about that.
Right.
Recently I did a TEDx talk.
Yes.
And in February about growing up as an immigrant in multiple countries. My dad was with the Indian Foreign Service, and so I grew up in 10 countries. But that was my life story. It's very easy to be in love with the incredible experiences that your parents have given you. So that was an easy conversation to have on a TED platform. So first, be in love with and be passionate about what it is you're talking about, the topic. 2, practice, 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 practice. I'll tell you something quite embarrassing.
Did you practice a lot in front of the mirror?
In front of the mirror, in the car, and this is what's embarrassing. On the way here, you saw me drive up.
Yes.
I had a 20-minute drive.
Yes.
I practiced everything.
Right.
I'm driving down the highway, and I'm just talking to myself. I'm sure every other driver was really nervous watching me talk to myself in my car. But it's so important to practice, practice, practice. And 3, get feedback. If it's something you love doing, you will take criticism. And I always ask people, how can I have done better? So it's not that I've mastered this. I'm constantly in the process of learning. So invite people who will help you become better.
Very good. Okay, thank you for that. What are your future plans? Do you have any great expectations down the line?
Always have great expectations. Never stop dreaming, right? There's a few things, some small, some big. One, I love giving advice on entrepreneurship because I had many great people give me advice. And so I'm starting a Ask Dan Ram show. Currently it's on Snapchat and Twitter. So if you go to my website www.iamdanram.com or follow me at iamdanram on Snapchat and Twitter, I constantly give advice on how to build businesses. So how to raise money, should you get a co-founder, where do you set up, what are the legals around it, and I give that all for free because I had a lot of people that mentored me, so I want to do that as well. So there's a YouTube channel that's starting in the summer around that, so do check that out. 2, I want to continue growing Maker Life and Park PNP, my 2 startups. 3, I want to move more into the investor world, so I'm looking to be a partner in a couple investment firms, which will be revealed post-summer. But we are living in this beautiful country called Ireland. I love being here. I know a lot of people find that quite ridiculous, given that I do work on multiple planets. I want to continue building a base here, because Ireland is hands down the best place to build a business. But I want to continue doing more international projects. So something for me a little bit long-term is to build a great company and a base here, but for me to continue collaborating internationally on projects.
Right, very good. Thank you for that. Do you have any advice to our youngsters who's actually looking up on you?
Advice, so much advice. Again, I snap every single day, so certainly follow that. For every day there's all kinds of advice coming out, so I am Dan Ram. But the big thing for me right now is start now, start simple. I never chased position. I always chased mission.
Yeah.
There's a difference between position and mission.
Right.
A lot of people chase position.
Right.
You know, they get excited about, oh, you know, you graduated from a great college, or you have a CEO title,
Yes.
or you're an investor, or some of those things.
Yeah.
Position follows people who know their mission. Find things that you love. And the way to do that is start now. Find out what is it that you love. Is it sports? Is it music? Is it business? Is it whatever it is? Is it people? Find out what you love doing and start now. You don't have to wait till you finish college. You don't have to wait till you're an expert in the field, because you'll never be an expert in the field. You don't have to wait till you have funding. Start now, and then start simple. You don't start with a big plan. We have a thing called the lean canvas, and that is you start really simple right now. Sketch it out on a napkin. Talk to a parent or a friend about your idea. Write out the dream and stick it on a bathroom wall so you see it every single day when you go to the bathroom. Start now, start simple. So that's the advice I'll give right now. But again, please follow the stuff that I'm doing. Maybe we can get it on the screen somewhere.
Yes,
and
we'll
then
do it.
there'll be daily advice on how to build businesses.
Okay. Daniel, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was Daniel Ramamoorthy that we've been speaking to for the last number of minutes. I'm sure you've all enjoyed it. So till we come out with yet another important personality, unique personality again in the next couple of weeks, till then, it's goodbye from Ivision. Thank you.